Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly reading for the week of May 14th, 2016. I'm Marla and this is my channel, Eclipse, Astrology, and Tarot. If you're interested in a personal reading with me, the best thing to do is go to my website, which is eclipseastro.com, and there you'll find descriptions of the types of readings I do, both astrology reading and tarot readings, and I also do joint readings with a psychic medium named Carrie Turcott, who a lot of you may know. And it gives you all the information there, all the prices, how to connect with me, etc. So the energy this week, it's going to be a lot going on. Physically, I think it will be taxing for us as well, physically and mentally a little bit. Before I talk about the cards, I want to talk about an aspect that's going on that I feel is important. And this is the asteroid Venus, not an asteroid, the planet Venus, meeting up with the planet Mercury, who's in retrograde. And they're also connecting to two asteroids, Wisdom and Atlantis. So as you can imagine, this probably has something to do with some kind of knowledge that we're getting, possibly from Atlantis, or I'm feeling it could be from some other civilization as well, such as Egypt or Mesopotamia or something like that. Now, this aspect is really helping us step into our power. It's happening in the sign of Taurus, which is all about what we value and our own self-esteem. But it's also making a connection to Pluto. It's trining Pluto in Capricorn. Then it's also trining the North Node. And this is an aspect that is going to be going on over the weekend. The moon is also going to be moving through Leo and Virgo. So the moon is also going to be aspecting by square and by trine. It's Friday as I'm recording this, and the moon is already moved through Leo, or it's actually still in Leo, but it's already passed. But on Sunday, the moon will be going through Virgo and is going to aspect again. So it's also hitting some very interesting Sabian symbols. So we have Atlantis, as of today, is on the Sabian, an old man attempting with a degree of success unsuspected by him to reveal mysteries to a motley group. Then Venus is on a symbolic battle between swords, the disciples of might, and torches, the disciples of enlightenment. Now you might remember that symbol from a week ago because that was the symbol that the new moon was on. And I talked about it then. And then Wisdom is on a woman airing an old bag through a sunny window to give it air and sunshine. And Mercury is this morning on the Sabian about the old bag. And then it's moving backwards to meet up with Venus on the symbolic battle, Sabian. So there's a lot in there about gaining some kind of wisdom. We have the man who's attempting to reveal mysteries to a motley crew. This is what Atlantis is on. Now, Atlantis is definitely connected to mysteries as well as civilizations like Egypt. So what kind of information wants to be revealed to you? And now all these planets are in motion. So Atlantis then is going to be traveling next to the symbolic battle symbol, while Mercury is going back there, while Venus is going to be going up to the old bag symbol. So the battle between light and dark this is really the theme of this whole month, it feels like to me, is balancing. We are balancing the light and dark. We're balancing the masculine and feminine, which is playing into a balancing of the light and dark, because we're getting more of a hold over that old patriarchy. Then we have Pluto. Well, maybe I should talk about the woman airing the old bag. Okay, this has to do with memories being brought up. Okay, you're taking something old, this old bag, what's in the old bag? And we're airing it out. We're letting it see the sunlight. So something from the dark, we can assume the bag's been tucked away in a closet somewhere. Think of that closet as being your subconscious, and now it's getting aired out. It's seeing the light of day. You're connecting with the information somehow. Then we have Pluto, who's on the 17th degree of Capricorn. That symbol is the Union Jack flies from a new British warship. Pluto is all about power and control. And Pluto's retrograde, I should add. So Pluto's helping here by allowing us to tap in to that energy. Pluto is our psyche. Those secrets hidden in our subconscious. Pluto wants to go digging in your psyche to get to that information. And here Pluto's in Capricorn. Capricorn's about authority. This is the swords. The disciples of might are represented by Capricorn, authority figures. And Pluto's about power. So we can see this as him helping us connect to this information that's going to help the torches come better into balance, is how I'm feeling the energy. And that's going to bring the power better into balance. We have the nodes being aspected. So this is showing that this grouping of energy is bringing something in from a past life. Okay, the south node is past life, north node is this life, and connecting it to what we're doing currently. This is something that we need to know in order to go forward, or that we need to get clarity around, or that we need to release. Then I mentioned the moon. The moon in the astrology chart, one of the things it represents is our subconscious. So again, this is helping us unlock hidden memories, ancient soul memories that have been locked away in our subconscious mind. Now, the moon is going to be crossing over the Sabians in Virgo of delighted children crowd around an orangutan cage in the zoo, a volcanic eruption bringing dust clouds, lava, and earth rumblings, and two girls playing with the Ouija board. These are the Sabians for when it's aspecting the asteroid cluster. Now the orangutan and the children, we can see that as another way of saying the disciples of swords and the disciples of torches. The children being the more evolved self, and the orangutans being our ego or a lesser evolved self. And they're kind of coming face to face, studying each other, confronting each other. And then the volcano is saying that we can get this wisdom can kind of just come pouring out of us. It can be like a sudden revelation, like a volcano erupting. And the Ouija board, of course, is messages from spirit or God, your higher self, however you want to look at that. So don't be surprised if your clairvoyant ability picks up as well. Now, I feel like one of the ways this information is going to come through to you is through downloads. And if you don't know what a download is, it's, well, how I think of it, I don't think I've ever actually looked up the definition, but to me, it feels like just information suddenly comes in. Like when you download something to a computer and it just comes right in. And then you just suddenly have an awareness of it. You suddenly have an answer. You get clarity. This happens to me a lot when I'm sleeping, and I'll have very restless sleep, and I'll keep waking up. And it's like there's thoughts in my head, and I know those thoughts didn't come from me. That, again, you can think of it as God, your higher self, your spirit guides, your angels, just sending information to you. This is also going to be affecting your DNA. So likely to have DNA upgrades. This is going to cause physical symptoms for some people, not everybody. Things like tiredness usually comes along with DNA upgrades, headaches, things like that. You definitely need to rest more this week. And I would say meditate, take some quiet time so you can really tune into any messages that need to come through to you. Now, Atlantis and wisdom, they're going to meet up and they're going to travel together for a while. So this is something that those two will be going on for a couple weeks. But I don't think that everything will be as perfect as it's going to be this weekend for actually kind of tapping into something. And Spirit's telling me that the point of this is to better help us see how strong we are, to better help us see our power, and what I'm feeling, because Venus is on that Sabian of the battle between light and dark, that it's really our heart that's going to win this battle. And it's our heart that's bringing enlightenment. It's our heart, listening to our heart, that brings us the wisdom that we need in order to win this battle. All right, let's get to the cards. The first card is the overall energy for May 14th, that week. And it's strength. This is the Tarot Illuminati deck. So this goes with what I was talking about. I'm feeling a few different layers to this card. First of all, because there's so much going on, and you may be experiencing physical changes, we really need to dig deep and find our strength this week. This card is a number 8 card. 8 is karma. Karma is still being released. Things that were triggered during the eclipse. Okay, remember, eclipses are in effect for 6 months. So things that were triggered, we're still working with that energy. We're still freeing ourselves. I'm thinking of the eclipse that was on the South Node in Pisces and what we discovered we had to free ourselves from. We're still working on breaking free. The energy this week is helping us do that. So we're getting clarity. This is also us overcoming our ego, overcoming our lower nature. Now, we'll never totally overcome our ego, but we're going to subdue it. Working on subduing the ego so that the soul can shine. You see, she's petting a lion, and a lion is the sign of Leo. Leo represents the ego, and in her other hand, she's touching the light, the spirit, and we see the symbol of infinity. The infinity symbol is also connected to 8 and karma. So we're allowing our soul to take more of the lead. And I feel like this is also playing into the symbolic battle, the balancing between the light and the dark that's happening on the planet right now. And that the light is winning. The light is conquering the dark. But how are we doing that? Not by strength, not by sheer physical strength, I should say. We're doing it through compassion, through finding a connection, through being gentle, through living in our heart and staying strong in our soul. That's what's going to win the battle. Remember, the torches are the disciples of enlightenment. And the time for brute force is coming to an end. So the next card is the hidden influence, the Two of Pentacles. I swear, every single reading I have done this month, either for myself or for someone else, this card has come up. I'm really kind of fed up with seeing it, to be honest. I'm ready to take it out of the deck. But there's obviously a message to this card for this month, and it's we are balancing. Balancing the light and the dark, balancing the masculine and feminine. And next Saturday, there's going to be a full moon in Sagittarius that's going to be crazy. The sun conjunct Venus opposing the moon conjunct Mars retrograde. The sun is one of the things that represents the masculine, so that's going to be conjunct Venus, the feminine, and the moon is thought to represent the feminine, and that's going to be conjunct Mars, which represents the masculine. So you can see how there's going to be this real balance. And it's the feminine qualities that's going to have the light succeed. So don't think in terms of females are somehow going to take control. It's not that. It's more the feminine qualities. The qualities of compassion, gentleness, understanding, receptivity. That is what needs to come forward instead of brute force. There's also a lot of changes. Things are going to start happening very quickly, especially now that Jupiter's gone direct and Mercury is going to go direct next week on the 22nd. There's still a lot of retrograde energy, but I think a lot of people felt Jupiter shift. Of course, Jupiter's the largest planet, so we really do feel him when he moves. And is a call to start taking action. Things are moving again, and we need to get on the spiritual path. We need to get into service. Remember, Jupiter's in Virgo, which is about service. And that full moon that's coming up next week is going to be square asteroid Excalibur, which is about our mission. So it's time to start getting into service. And Excalibur is going to be moving from Leo back into Virgo. So changes are coming, and we need to stay balanced personally so that we can juggle the changes. You see, he's juggling. We're going to have to juggle many different things and stay focused. You see the ships on there. It's the set of the sail and not the stormy winds that keep you on your path. So balance, balance, balance. Advice from Spirit. There's actually 2 cards today. The first one is the 8 of Wands. So this is saying that things are going to start moving quicker. Like I was saying, changes are coming. And also, this is messages coming in. This is the downloads coming. Just like I was kind of trying to express with knowledge coming in. You see the wands, they're like spears coming in, like being thrown. Things are going to become clear. Things are going to be shown to you that you need to do, how you're going to go forward. The other advice from Spirit card is the 3 of Swords. never a nice card to get in a reading. So with the upgrades and the downloads, what usually happens is this is a cycle, okay? Last week, a lot of us felt that Atlantis conjunct Venus energy where our hearts were opening. And we were very high. Our vibration got very high. And then it can't stay that high. It has to get low again. At the same time, we're through this cycle, the high vibrations, then we get downloads, we get upgrades. Then we have to release the lower vibrations so that we can be brought up high again. And it's a cycle that light workers keep going through. This is how we're bringing in the light and we're raising the planet to the 5th dimension. But releasing the lower vibrations, that's the difficulty, isn't it? That's the dark night of the soul. That's feeling loss for something, feeling grief over something. Letting go of the lower vibrations usually means some kind of release, some kind of karmic release. And you're going to feel bad about that. That's why it's important to remember that strength comes from gentleness. True strength. Have compassion for people and have compassion for yourself this week. But you know, if we don't know pain, we don't know love. That's why our soul incarnates here on earth. Because where we come from, everything is love. But we want to, in order to really understand the love, you have to see the duality of the pain, of loss, of love. So just let it go. Roll with it. Remember, it's just a phase. I feel like we're building up like to the release that's on the full moon on the 21st. It's next Saturday, so I'll talk more about the full moon next week. And then my last card here is an angel card. I drew this from Doreen Virtue's Daily Guidance from our angels. And it's the ocean. And of course, the ocean goes with Atlantis. This is another card that every time I use that deck, I draw this card. So the message is, the deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even the act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing womb brings about desirable effects. Better yet, spend time physically near the ocean. Allow its power and beauty to wash away all cares and concerns. So if you're near the ocean or near water, spend some time there. It's very cleansing and purifying. If you're not near the ocean, make some salt baths and spend some time soaking in the water. Okay, that's helping with the upgrades. I strongly feel the connection here to Atlantis with the ocean energies. And in fact, one of the meanings of this card is you've had a past life near the ocean. So again, memories from Atlantis could be surfacing. It could be the wisdom that you're gaining. I want to say listening to the ocean can be very soothing at this time. And it's a good week to drink lots of water. We're doing a lot of purging the lower vibrations, and water helps with that, as well as with the upgrades. So that's it. That's all the information that I have. I don't think it's going to be as bad as weak as you might feel from what I just said, but just take it easy. Just really focus on yourself again. This whole month, we have all this Taurus energy going on, which is asking you to focus on yourself. So thank you very much. Remember that I love you. Have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.